Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great. Sorry for the little bit of delay. I think there is a problem of running the intro, but as usual, we can have problems, specifically when we do lives, and I do apologize for that. So, thank you very much for joining today's live webinar. I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui from New Division Business Consortium. To For today's program, we're going to be discussing today major funding opportunities for your charity. So I will have a guest, Terry Arnold from Terry Arnold Consultancy. And we're just having a technical difficulties from his end. So until he joins, we'll just wait for him to join, and I will discuss uh, some extended feature today with you. And uh, thank you for joining today's live webinar. And you know that we are having technical difficulties, so the events scheduled this time was cancelled somehow, maybe with our streaming provider or something else. But we have created again these events. So if you are watching this live, please feel free to ask us any question from the comment box. And we will discuss major funding opportunities for charities. And you know that New Divergent Business Consortium is a CIC, and we support new divergent businesses in varieties of causes. So before I jump into the questionnaire and uh, just wait for Terry to join, I just wanted to give you a tour of our system, what we have done so far. And please support our organization. We did not uh, accept donation before because I was self-funding all the activities. Now I think we need to go beyond the self-funding capacity, because with your donation, I can do work more, and all the teams and all the people they are working for New Divergent Business Consortium can also contribute more to support more New Divergent. We specifically support new divergence. So your fund will be utilized to work in this landscape, as well as support individual new divergence. So we have Terry joined. So I'm going to be introducing him a little bit. Introducing him, just give me a second. I just asked him to enable his camera. Okay, and he's already there. So before I introduce him, I just wanted to um, share our recent development with New Divergent Business Consortium. You know that we have worked last many years to support new divergent individuals through NBC, and we have varieties of program ongoing, and these programs are dedicated to support new divergent individuals. And we have built a new web app, I would say a portal for new divergent to start getting benefited through our support and services. So you can see that this is New Divergent Business Consortium website, and the nbconsortium.com. And you can see our website. Specifically, we have added this portal to support individuals, and we will work together to grow our network, as well as support specific people they're looking to get help. So you can see that this is a portal, so anyone from anywhere in the world, they can add their events there, and people can book their events. As well as we have an Andy resources, so we will have a knowledge base here. So people can add knowledge and all the information that they require We also have a corporate resources here. So corporate companies, they wanted to support neurodivergent individuals. They can add their details as a shop front, and people can select and select businesses from here, that neurodivergent businesses. We also have a news section. So people around the world, they will add their details or newses here. And we have individual packages. I will not go into detail of the packages. People can donate and they can add their causes here. So if you are raising charitable funds, you can raise through Neurodivergent Business Consortium, and we will add that link here. So if you want, you can donate a specific program, and as well as you can donate any amounts that you're looking for, and it's fully automated. So we need your support, and with your support we can grow and sustain. So this is just a little bit of tour that I have given it to you. Maybe we'll talk more detail during this program. So I just wanted to add Terry to the stage. Most of you may know Terry already, because we have done a lot of live events already. Terry from Terry Arnold Consultancy, and he has expertise on technology as well as charity, and he can support reach people, reach businesses to support you with his expertise. So, Terry, thank you very much for joining today's live webinar. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience? So if those people, they don't know, they can know you and your expertise.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shah, for the introduction. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Very good. Okay, yeah, briefly, I'm a global marketing consultancy, and I've specialized in 3 areas: technology, travel and tourism, and charity. Obviously, the charity one, which is the one that we're all interested in at the moment, and I would say that there's a lot of activity in the charity sector, as one can imagine, on a global level, whether you're talking about big brands or whether you're talking local brands that are expanding. And I will be touching on 3 aspects: collaboration, philanthropy, and fundraising. That will be the focus of my experience and attention in this webinar.
Thank you, Terry. We are really thankful to you that you have this time allocated to talk to our audiences and let them know about your experience and expertise. So, in relation with charitable work, you have worked with many companies till today, and as well as you supported many people. So my first question would be, you have raised millions to various of charities. So could you please give some examples of your work for our viewers to understand?
Yeah, I suppose the biggest one where I was contracted to develop with Big Lottery, the Big Lottery Fund, and it was quite a far-reaching example, which involved, as you say, many millions of pounds. It was always designed initially to be a national campaign, but as we got closer to the budget, it then became a regional campaign that I was recommending, and then even further than that, a localized campaign in particular in the Greenwich area, because there were some very significant clients in the Greenwich area, for example, the army, for example, who were looking for expertise, shall we say. And we were active in that. With the Big Lottery, we were active in the areas of welfare, welfare, housing, and debt which were serious issues. I won't go into the details of them now, but if you, for example, take the contract that I was focusing on for the army, just that one example, the army were laying off at that particular time, which was 2017, I believe, or approximately 2017. They had a 5-year plan to lay off 30,000 army employees. They were stripping back, cutbacks and so on and so forth. But not only cutbacks, but the ways in which these were impacting the army personnel. They were quite serious. There was high levels of drunkenness, even alcohol, not just alcohol abuse, but that obviously led to other dysfunctions, shall we say, just mental health issues, and offloading debt and various other aspects into that mix. You can imagine, the requirements were quite deep and involving, put it that way.
Thank you, Terry. We are receiving questions from our audience, so thank you very much, everyone. They are joining this live webinar. And we appreciate your support, and as well as we appreciate your engagement and contribution. Without your support and contribution, we cannot progress and grow our work, as well as support more people. So thank you for joining today's live webinar. Terry, it is a pleasure to working with you, and as well as to all the audiences. They are supporting us so far, because we are working for nearly from 2019, and we are working, we are supporting people, we are improving and getting more, growing more and more. So thank you, everyone. So we just have one question from one of our audience. And Redwan, thank you very much for sending this question to us. He said, what advice do you have for charities facing increasing competition for limited funding opportunities?
Good question. A lot depends on what funds you have available, but I would imagine if you're in a fund that's going through, shall we say, the having to break through the ceiling of the SM. First of all, I don't know how technology, how au fait you are with technology, but obviously technology will help you tremendously. That's why we emphasize and try to keep abreast of all technology implications as much as possible in the charity sector. And there's quite a lot of advice you can pick up off the internet, in terms of technologies that are worthy of being implemented. But coming back to what my advice would be, I would say, number one, start collaborating. So and this is where Dr. Shah and his team can help you tremendously, I would say, by the platforms that they're operating on, which are they're quite involving and quite deep platforms. They're developing quite fast. So that is, I would say, the first port of call. Big to pick up is contacts, which are turning out to be quite profound, say. And I'm on a global platform. You could start off locally, because obviously what then comes into play is how are you going to liaise with these people? And as Dr. Shah has discovered, I've focused my attention just on people in the
Terry,
Greenwich
I just
area.
wanted to remind you that we have lost your video feed. So
Oh,
If you could check, I think the camera went on rest mode or something like that. So we
all right.
lost your
Okay.
video feed. If you could check or
Okay.
touch your mobile and fix it. So we're going to be waiting for Terry to fix his video feeds. And so as we are talking, we're going to be talking in details how you can raise substantial funds for your charity. We all wanted to raise funds, and that's the way forward for if you wanted to engage more charitable work and support people in the community. But you know that we do I have done mistakes in my past, and we do that mistakes that people will come and donate itself because um, my charitable work is great, and I will attract people to fund me. So people normally they don't find you. You have to find people. That's one thing. That one mistake that I have done in my past. That okay, I'm doing work, and this work people will find me and they will fund my activities. And please be aware, people will not fund your activities. You have to ask them. You have to go to them. You have to reach them. And you know, when you reach people, there is a way that you could reach people and to get your project funded. So there are some crowdfunding sites that you can host your project over there, and you have to have a compelling appeal. And that compelling appeal will also determine how you will fund your project. So we're just still waiting for Terry to enable his camera. I think he's having technical difficulties. So as I say, that you need a cause, you need a plan, and you need execution. So when you have plan and you do not execute them right way, no fund will aid to your project, because that's not the way that you will get funds. So you need to have a viable project, and on that viable project, you must have technology enabled thinking. Like, okay, you must have a website, you must have donation taking capacity within your website, or creating an appeal in a way that people will listen to it, and then they will start donating. And you know that you might have a page, you might have donation sites, or you might a lot of other things. But if you post over there, that is not the way that your project will be funded. So there are lots of tons of projects are on crowdfunding sites, Apple sites. They do not get funding because the initial work you have to do, you are not doing that one. I have added my projects on funding sites, and they did not get a single penny. So I have learned from my mistakes. And if you are in your SMEs, you wanted to raise funds, there is a tactical way that you need to work, and then people will fund you for your project. So we are getting a feed now from Terry, but Terry, your camera is upside down. So if you could fix the camera, and we will add you to the stage. We have many questions from the people joined online, and thank you everyone for joining today's live webinar. You can send us questions through the comment box, and we do apologize for the mismatch of our program. We are having this with restream last few lives that I have done. But I think it is fixed today, that we are working towards it, and we have some problems, but it won't affect our future programs. So if you wanted to send us question, please feel free to send us through the comment box, and we will answer those questions for you. So when Terry is available and we can see him, I will add him to the stage. So few things that you need to consider, that okay, you have a place that people can see what you are doing, and as well as you need to engage with people. So how you can engage with people through email marketing, through through engaging people directly within community events, engaging with community, and as well as do other things. If you are using LinkedIn or any other social media, you can engage people with videos, with a core message, and a lot of other things that you can do. But as you know, that Neurodivergent Business Consortium um, and Time Research and Innovation is we work together. And on my commercial wing, we have developed some of the technological innovation that Terry just mentioned can steer your growth. So how they can steer your growth, I just gonna share my screen and I will share those for you. So just give me a second. I'm just adding those on my screen, and then I will share those screen for you. And I will also wait for Terry to join. So I'm just going to enable my screen again. So here we go. You can see our website. We have developed this website working last, I would say, 1 year. To define the methodology, as well as based on the methodology, creating versatile platform for anyone to join and support. So if you are thinking that you need support, so we're going to be doing technological innovation. These technological innovation has a lot of things embedded. I will go through with them. But the first thing, when you are thinking to attract new people, you need to have a website. So it can be a basic website, and you also have to have a donation section enabled. Like, okay, you need to have automated donations. So our donations are automated. So anyone they wanted to donate on particular cause, they can donate on particular cause specifically, and they can donate from anywhere in the world. So you know that Stripe and PayPal, you can collect money from anywhere in the world. And another thing you can see here, that we did not raise a single penny because we just started and we did not raise a single penny. But we're going to be raising funds, and on that we will have Terry is again back. So we will have uh, people, they wanted to support us through our website. So Terry and I and our other people, we work together, and we're going to be creating packages, or we're going to be creating a tentative appeal for you, and then we will address that together. We will reach um, individuals and as well as companies. They have charitable funds and they donate specific or special causes. And you know that Terry have worked for Big Lottery, Terry have worked for a lot of other people. I think Terry is off again. He just joined, so we will just wait again for Terry to join. So if when you're thinking to raise funds, uh, you have to have a cause and a site for you to let people know what is it about, and as well as a donation one. But if you support a Neurodivergent Business Consortium, and if you wanted to raise fund through us, we have that mechanism built in. So if we're going to be having, we're going to be working together to raise funds for you. So I will add Terry again to the stage. So just give me just a couple of seconds. So Terry is here. So thank you, Terry. so for resolving your technical difficulties. So within this platform, this only the one, there are other things that you have to do. So we have developed a cold email marketing tools. You know that there are projects available online. You can have a cold email marketing tool to send emails to individuals. So if you are sending emails individuals, you need to have a versatile system that you see how many people they are joining, they are opening your emails, and then talk to them one to one. So you can see that we send emails, varieties of communities and varieties of individual tasks, and specifically, and we know that how many people they have clicked and opened our emails. And please be aware, we are not spamming people. So we will connect those people. We will do A/B testing, and we will connect only those they are okay for us to connect. And what we have done, the extended one, we have added this clicked list as well as the open list with our CRM. So we have a versatile CRM, you can see. So when you have, when if you wanted to work with us, we have these versatile tools and versatility to understand and talk to individual clients. So you can see our CRM, and as well as specifically you can see individual people that you have connected, and as well as with our automation you can see your campaign, as well as you can see specifically rates and open rates. So you can target these specific people through our CRM. So it is one to one. So if you do not do one-to-one contact individuals, uh, then there isn't any success. So with this CRM, you can send one-to-one messages. So um, uh, um, and call to action where they will go. And sorry, I'm just exporting, so I shouldn't export. I will just create new emails. So you can write message headings, and well as you can write your message and call to action where they will come and how they will donate. So you can add all of those things with our CRM. So uh, the next thing I will show that, okay, if you're thinking that, okay, you don't know how to create appeal, uh, we have combined tat gpt. So tat gpt is a AI writer. We have used GPT turbo engines for you to embed. So if you sign in with these chat gpt tools, we have tons of individual categories and subcategories that you can utilize and start writing your appeal. You can utilize and start writing your content through it. And you know that when you use ChatGPT, and if you do not know how to use and write ChatGPT, there is a big way to go through. So we have condensed that within our software, giving tons of system and categories and subcategories, that if you are thinking to write a message, if you are thinking to write an appeal, if you are thinking to write an email, you can utilize our tools, and you can reach those target audience through ChatGPT. And we have used turbo engines, so it is more settled, and it will uh, create you the content you are looking for. So I will go back to our conversation now. Thank you, Terry, for sorting out your technology. And we have lots of questions that has been asked from the audiences. We're going to go back to that. So if you are looking to innovate, uh, as I said, you might have a website, and that website will not bring any clients if you do not do lead generation, if you do not reach that target audience. And to reach that target audience, you need a systematic approach to reach them. So thank you for sending questions here. So I will add the next question. Just Mahabub just said, hello, Terry. Thank you. for joining this live webinar. And we have the next question from Salahuddin. And you can see he asked, what are some key elements to consider when forming partnerships for fundraising purpose? I think that's a very interesting question, Terry.
Yes, it is. As you can see, my primary interest over the years, I mean, I started off with Unilever and then graduated to become creative director of BBDO International. And then finally, I was vice president of a very large Indian-based company employing over 300 people, 400 people actually. And I went right back to my roots and my the thing that I was most curious about, which was research, because obviously at Unilever, research was really fundamental to everything. So coming right, sort of ending up doing a 360 degree revolving 360 degrees. I came back to build a consultancy in the research sector. So that's where I would say today my expertise lies, and the biggest demand is in expertise. And whether you're working across SME platforms or whether you're seeking, should we say, more specialist advice, which can be supplied by, should we say, some of the bigger brands, then, I would say research is really your first port of call. Your second port of call, I would then say, is collaboration, where again, Dr. Shah, with what he's building now, is going to be a huge asset. And because you're in at the beginning, shall we say, you will grow alongside Dr. Shah and his capabilities, and then you will automatically then move into, and I would emphasize, philanthropy. If you start then choosing, shall we say, significant clients that have strong relationships, that shall we say, affiliates based, that would be a good next step. Then you can move into actually exercising your ability to do the fundraising.
Thank you, Terry. It is a pleasure to work with you. I just wanted to share, before I go to the next questions, you can reach Terry Arnold from terryarnold.com. And we are working to create his technology innovation. So terryarnold.com, we are just transferring this domain. We just have created this funnel for Terry Arnold. You know that when you work with technology, you need to add those tools for people. They can contact you. There has to be a call to action that people can get you there, booking your consultancy, and specifically they can reach you through the technology, because you know that our audiences, they are very much knowledgeable. So they need to know that what your capacity is and how you can aid them with your knowledge. So we are just finalized Terry's funnels, and we are working on his new digital websites, and we are going to be having a lot of more embedded. So his experience, you can see that Terry's experience, he has worked with the giant corporation, and he has the reach to get to them. And we can utilize this network to get you out there. So you can see that Terry works in global brand experience, and to extend your company to the global reach. He worked for technology, tourism, and charity. So he has capacity working in varieties of sectors. So if you're a company, you are looking to expand, Terry is the resource that you can utilize, and you can see his services as well as other things here. And you can also contact him directly through his website, as well as through the funnel and through LinkedIn. So he's very active on LinkedIn, and you can see the last month, the work we have done with him was reached to 500,000 people, and that's the way forward. So if you're looking to Terry, you can see his portfolios here, and all the other things, his messages, his packages, and a lot of other things to start working with him. So I will just go back to my conversation again, minimizing my window to the next question. Thank you, Terry, for your time. So the next question is from, just give me a second, is from Zakir. So he just asked, how can charities diversify their funding success to reduce reliance on few major donors or grants?
Yeah, could you just repeat that question, because it's quite complex and I want to keep the answer brief.
So how can charities diversify their funding sources to reduce reliance on a few major donors or grants?
Right, okay. Again, it depends on at what level. You know, if you're coming in as a global brand, you know, you've got, shall we say, so much choice, and they will be operating, you know, in so many different sectors and areas of specialization. You probably won't have the ability to, you know, satisfy the sector unless you're very specialist. And if you're coming in at an SME level, then I would say, you know, as a brand on an SME level, then I would say that your chances of success are a lot greater. I can give several examples. You know, say, for example, if you look at the RAF Benevolent Fund case study on my website, or Bernardo's case study, or the diabetes case study is probably the best example. So very broadly speaking, you know, I think you got to get on a channel that you, number one, you can make an influence on that channel, whether it's on YouTube or, you know, LinkedIn or whatever, whichever channel which is your chosen channel that you feel most comfortable with, where you think you've got the most influence, then I would start with the channel of communication. Now, with Dr. Shah, they're expanding their channels, you know, a tremendous speed. So there's a lot of opportunity to start to communicate on a one-to-one level. You know, even emailing if you want to stand out. But that's where I would start. Select the channels, select the companies or individuals that you want to communicate, and build that level of communication. And you can do that at, you know, great speed, you know, probably within a few simple emails, you can grab their attention. I mean, like, for example, I'm making contact with a couple of, you know, I have one example I give. I had contact with a young lady who was based in Lucerne, and I was emailing her, and I automatically learned very quickly, just off LinkedIn, that her capabilities and her area of expertise, what she wanted from me, she was in the process of changing job. So she wanted to know what she should be looking for. Well, obviously, I was able to answer her with my area of research and expertise, and she was in the pharmaceutical sector. And I offered her, and we had exchanged during the course of the day various emails where, you know, the information that I provided to her, she got a positive reply. And she, on top of all that, she was based in Lucerne, but she wanted to specifically work locally. But the reason she came to me was because she was working previously for a global brand, so she still wanted to retain that global impact, if you want to call it that. So you know, within the by exchanging a few emails, you know, everybody was happy.
Thank you, Terry. We have more questions to answer, and thank you very much for everyone joining this live webinar. We have many guests today, and we are talking about how you can raise substantial funds for your charity. And you know that without raising funds, it won't be possible to contribute for the community. And if you are a charitable organization or CIC and you wanted to raise funds, there is a process to follow, because without following a specific process, you will not get a penny. And that's the way I did not get a penny, because I did not have that knowledge when I started 5 years back. But I have combined technology as working in technology, and as well as working in marketing. So now we have a full pleasant cycle and technology innovation that you can embed those to grow your network, engage those to raise sustainable funds. And we also have a person like Terry. They have engaged previously to raise funds for other charities, as well as we are working together to raise funds for your causes. And we will work together until we get succeeded. So thank you very much for your contribution, Terry. So next question is from Murad. He asked, what are the emerging trends in charity, finding that organizations should be aware of?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a cutoff point with charities, which is quite dramatic. I don't want to call them rich, but I'll just use that term for convenience and understanding. There are rich charities, and you know, we can say probably the global brands are probably come to mind immediately, the household name brands. But then you have what I would then call the poor brands, the ones that can't even think about having you know, a marketing director or anything like that. And these are often quite local brands who have all good intentions in the world, but you can see already, I mean, like with Big Lottery, a good example, I had 30 local brands who were all sort of like scrambling for attention and impact and, you know, and awareness and all that sort of traditional type of process. Well, what I advised Big Lottery to do, and they raised the funds, which I think was quite good of them and quite innovative. I said, look, you know, we've got already a list of some of them household name local brands who don't even have the funds for a laptop, you know. And so Big Lottery I suggested to Big Lottery, and between us, we raised the funds for the purchase of 20 charities in the local area. And because of that sort of initiative, shall we say, we also loaded those funds with you know, with programs that were obviously charity orientated, and they were able to hit the ground running. So that initiative, if you like, which, you know, was, shall we say, normal for people at my level to, you know, because obviously, you know, you'd have company laptops, you know, that were given away, you know, just so that people in the company could, that were employed by the company could connect. That's normal process. But when you get down to the level of a local charity, these sorts of things are out of their reach, and they can be seriously hindered.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you very much for your contribution today. It's been very, we are learning a lot, and all the questions and as well as your answer will support individuals to think about their charitable work as well as work closely with competence. So we just gonna having the next question. So the next question is from Urmi, and she asks, how can charities measure the success of their fundraising efforts and make data-driven improvements?
Yeah, well, this is, I have ongoing discussions with this on a daily basis with, well, not a daily basis, but almost a daily basis with Dr. Shah. It's very easy. The answer is very easy. There's only one, and you know, if you look across my website, in particular the case study for Friedman, where I was, I can't remember what the title was, but you know, I was responsible for database performance on a global level. So the key word is performance. I would say if you can highlight in any shape or form that you are focused on performance, you will automatically attract the attention of those people who are data orientated. And I assume that you are data orientated, and that will sort the chaff from the wheat. What I would then say is, you can word it almost in any way that you like, but then you will be going down the channels of, shall we say, specialist data organizations, which are, you know, there's a whole list of them which you can search for yourself. But it's important to deal with the best, and the ones that are, you know, that aren't going to bombard you with complexities, but keep things fairly simple in order to, as I say, separate the chaff from the wheat, and yeah, just home in on one or two that you feel you can build a dialogue with, and yeah, just go down that process. Start emailing, texting, because you can bet your life that they will be very well. They will want. You know, they will be happy to communicate with you, and yeah, just go from there.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, everyone, for sending your questions here, and we really appreciate your time today, and as well as thank Terry for your contribution. We have some more couple of questions to answer. We are nearly end of our session. So we had some technological mismatch today, and I'm really sorry for that, but we are resolving that issues, and hopefully from next events, we won't have any problems. But you never know, you know, when there is a technology and we're working online, things can happen. So we do apologize for that. So the next question we have from Raihan, and he said, what role does storytelling play in successful funding, and
Sorry,
how
I didn't catch that word.
okay,
What was the word?
what role
Yeah.
does storytelling play in
Right. Okay.
successful fundraising, and how can charities improve their narratives?
That's a fabulous question, because I wouldn't normally expect somebody to highlight role, storytelling, put it that way. But because of the way AI is moving, the direction AI is moving at the moment, it is critical. Well, you can see from the images that AI is putting out and the narratives that they're working to, as Dr. Shah was alluding to, you can make quantum leaps. But, you know, and I've got various people who I'm corresponding with who are working on AI platforms, and one of the issues that they have is that they're saying, well, you know, AI is so technology based that, you know, you can spot what's, you know, when you're doing storytelling, you can spot the difference between an AI story and you know, a narrative that has been, you know, personal, you know, it's personal. So what, you know, the sort of answers I'm getting back, you know, and I'm only talking like in the last couple of days, is that you've got, if you're going to mix the two images, the two things, you know, the narrative and the image, which obviously that is the way everything is moving in that direction, and you're using AI to enable it. What you've got to do is use the framework of AI in a generic sense, then personalize it, and even down to the image, because what's frustrating me now with AI is the images. You know, you can spot them immediately. For example, the moment I put global in, you know, they understand, or in AI terms, they understand global as, you know, multiple images, you know, and they want to put in every image, and the image just gets, you know, overcomplicated. And what you've got to do is then strip it all back and just, shall we say, for the example of an image, I'm not talking about narrative because that's somewhat easier, but if you're just dealing with an image, what you've got to do is simplify that image and home in on an image that you're, which is, number one, simplified, and doesn't have the complexities of AI, and also focused on one aspect of the image, which will then give you the creative impact that you need. Because what often happens is, you know, in you know, people just sort of like, you know, settle for images because they don't have understanding of the impact of creativity in terms, should we just say, in terms of advertising or yeah, in any other category. They don't understand that aspect, and I wouldn't expect them to. But, you know, through a process of familiarity, shall we say, you will get there quite quickly.
Thank you, Terry. And to all the viewers, you know that we do regular programs through other channels. We do live audio events on Wednesday, and Friday we do 𝐶𝐶 marketing and time research and innovation and other business development and marketing and a lot of other things on Friday 4 to 5 p.m. Wednesday 12 to 1, and Tuesday we do specifically New Division Business Consortium program, and we are launching our site on the 1st of October. You know that we have a specific special guest to come and join our events and launch our new site. So we do appreciate your support, specifically when you support us. That will extend our work, and that will encourage us to work more. So please feel free to support us through our website, and if you wanted to donate us anything, that will steer our growth. So we do appreciate your support. So I just have the last question from Mahbub Alam, is that, just give me a second, is, can you share some tips on how to make a grant proposal stand out to potential funders? So that is our last question, and we will end this live after this question.
I think we just touched on narrative, and I know, say, for example, with a lot of our subscribers, narrative is probably the first tool that they will rely on, and this is why they develop storytelling, shall we call it that, just for familiarity. How, you know, they develop that side of it quite quickly, and in the in some cases, if they're relying more and more on AI, then that will be accelerated quite rapidly. Because if you follow my advice of using AI as a tool and not as a solution, not as a means to it, it's a means to an end rather than as an end in itself, you will make more progress in your data results, put it that way. I think in the case of those people who have strong capabilities, natural or otherwise, to write good narratives, good stories, then that you will get the responses that you're looking for. If you feel that that is not your strength, then as I say, let's veer more towards AI support, but be aware of where the cutoff point is. And in the case with your contact there, I can help him and advise him.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, everyone, for joining today's live webinar. It's been a pleasure work with you, Terry, and as well as thank you, everyone, for your contribution today. I will add the website again here. You know that Neurodivergent Business Consortium, we support individuals with their business development, mentoring, and a lot of other things. So I have Terry, and we have other professionals as well within our network. So if you thinking that, okay, you need some support, please feel free to raise your voice. Please feel free to contact us. And as well as if you think that, okay, you can donate on our charitable causes, we're going to be adding more coaches. At the moment, we just added 3 individual coaches for our organization developments, and as well as raising funds for neurodivergent people that we can mentor them specifically. So please feel free to donate if you are looking to support us, and as well as spread the word. Please spread, let people know that we are supporting individuals as well as we also need support. So Neurodivergent Business Consortium portal is for neurodivergent specifically, but we also support non-neurodivergent if we think that there is a special cause and we can support them. So this portal is for you. This portal for anyone you wanted to engage and extend your capacity. So we have created this portal so you can easily log in and register through this through this site. And if you wanted to donate, you don't need to register or log in. You can just donate whatever amount you wanted to donate. So specifically any cause that you wanted to donate, or just a thank you donation. So if you are thinking to donate our causes and as well as support our work, please feel free to donate any amount that you are thinking of, and we need your support to extend our work and reach to the wider community. So we are just nearly end of our session. So Terry, thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you, and we will work together to support organization in Southeast nationally and globally. So I will say bye-bye to the audience, but before I say bye-bye, do you have a last message to the audience?
Yes. The three portals that I would go to in order my personal experience: diabetes, in particular Diabetes UK. I've done a lot of work with diabetes through Bayer and through the Diabetes Association and other associations. Diabetes is really, getting out of hand, and I'm talking primarily about type 2 diabetes. Then The RAF Benevolent Fund is another good one where I have strong contacts, and I would recommend that. And even, you know, if you look at the case study on RAF Benevolent Fund, it's quite interesting to follow. And finally, Bernardo's. I would emphasize Bernardo's, which again I've worked with over a period of 2 or 3 years, both at a corporate and a local market level. And the case study for them, which is posted on my website, is really enlightening. So if you just go in on those alone, that will already give you a head start. And obviously, Big Lottery is the one where I would say I've had pretty far-reaching impact, mainly because of the size of the client and the resources that we had at our disposal, and also the team that I worked with. You know, so yeah, that's they're pointers, shall we say, and you can just sort of like feed off the back of those pointers and contact me, you know, if you want some leads.
Thank you very much, Terry. And please stay on the line. I will say you bye-bye. But before I say you bye-bye, I just wanted to say bye-bye to all the audiences. Thank you very much for your support throughout. And I do apologize for the technical faults and technical problems, but you know, these things can happen. But our intention is to support neurodivergent community through our work, and we will not take rest until we support and raise our voice and spread the word. We need support, so if you wanted to support us through a little bit of donation, please feel free to go to our website, nbconsortium.com, and it is fully automated donations. If you do not want to log in or register, you can just go to the website and you can donate us. And if you wanted to log in and register, you can do that as well. And if you are a company, you are working nationally, globally, you can also register, because we have this portal for you to add knowledge, for you to work with people, and for you to get benefited. So we need your support. We need to raise our voices, including yours. So thank you very much for your support. I will not keep any longer. I think we are just 5 minutes over of our program. So I will welcome you next week with another episode of NBC's events. And please stay tuned and see all other events that I'm doing on Wednesday. And we are going to be having a special events this Thursday as well, 12 to 1. So please support us and spread the word. We need your support. Thank you and bye-bye.